In Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, we got to see the Indoraptor battling against Blue the Velociraptor, but in my personal opinion I thought the battle was a bit anticlimactic. It definitely wasn't anywhere near as epic as the battle between the T-Rex and the Indominus Rex in the first Jurassic World movie. And for those who really hated the fact that the raptors were tamed in Jurassic World, this movie really did treat Blue like she was kind of like a tamed pet, really. I mean, sure, she was trying to protect her alpha, and the Indoraptor was based on Velociraptor and Indominus Rex DNA, so it was kind of like it was fighting its own. But at the end of the day, I wanted to see something a little bit more epic and cool. I mean, I was actually expecting to see the Indoraptor battling the T-Rex, but that never happened. And we were also hoping to see the Dilophosaurus come back and the Spinosaurus come back, and I guess that's not going to happen either. The beauty about being an artist, however, is that I can create that scene if I want to. I can have Spinosaurus attacking the Indoraptor if I want. So this drawing wasn't exactly requested. People have been asking me to draw Indoraptor versus Blue, which I will do, but I was more interested in seeing Spinosaurus attacking Indoraptor because, you know, Indoraptor is supposed to be the most dangerous creature created, but I think if they had to put the Indoraptor against something like a T-Rex, the Spinosaurus, or the Indominus Rex, I don't think it would have survived just as easily. So the Indoraptor is now dead, and apparently there's going to be no hybrids in Jurassic World 3, and I mean, who knows what's actually happened to Spinosaurus, because nothing's really been mentioned of Site B, so maybe Spinosaurus will come back for Jurassic World 3. We didn't see the Spinosaurus die in Jurassic Park 3. We didn't see much at all after it headbutted its head into that door, which it couldn't open, but it could headbutt through bars, so, you know, they pretty much just ignored the fact that is Spinosaurus even alive? Does it exist? Is it still around? Does it exist in the Jurassic World lore? Who knows? There's still so many unanswered questions about Spinosaurus, and I actually really liked Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3. There's a lot of dinosaurs I liked in Jurassic Park 3, just didn't like the film itself, but the dinosaurs are great, and it would have been really cool to see those dinosaurs being carried over. We got the Ankylosaurus, but you know, I want to see the Spinosaurus moving around again. And while we're talking about Spinosaurus, I think it'd be really cool if we could see the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 interacting, mingling, maybe having an argument with an actual accurate Spinosaurus from, you know, more modern day discoveries. I think that'd be really cool, and that's why I actually did a video of a Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 versing a more accurate Spinosaurus, so you can check out that video if you want. At this point, I'm not really holding my hopes up for seeing Spinosaurus in Jurassic World 3, and we know that Indoraptor is dead, so I don't think either of them are ever going to see each other, and that's why I drew this picture. So with the Indoraptor, I was mostly focusing on the darkness of the form. I didn't want to get too much of the detail taken away, but I wanted to get some of the highlights in the scales. I did a lot of white pencil, just putting little details and accents while retaining the darkness. Now, if you're curious how I drew this picture, I used an app called Procreate on iOS, and I used an Apple Pencil with the iPad Pro 12-inch. For this one, I didn't use anything particularly special, mostly just my stock standard brushes. I used the HB pencil, the 6B pencil, a bit of a bamboo brush, and I think I experimented with a few other brushes, but it was mostly the 6B, the HB, and the bamboo brush. The major thing I wanted to experiment with this image though was color. I wanted to make this as dramatic and dark as possible. So with this one, I really went to town with highlights on the scales. I really wanted to add that depth. And as you've already seen by now, I spent a lot of time on scales. Far more time than I normally would have, but I wanted to go to that extra level of detail for this one. I wanted to make it truly epic. The way that I did scales in this one is kind of how I usually do my scales. I do a sort of a grid structure, a bit of a loose line, nothing too perfect because you want it to be more organic, and then in among that grid structure, which will actually form a pretty convincing scale texture anyway, you then just refine some scales in among those grids, and that's how you can get some of that really nice texture. And I really did love the atmosphere in the clouds of Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, so I did want to emulate that background style in this one. I did want a dark, moody, gothic styled coloring in the background, background, and I wanted that to kind of seep throughout the rest of it, so try to add a little bit of a fog element as well. Now, I mentioned earlier in this video that I really wished we got to see a T-Rex fighting an Indoraptor, and we never did. But if you really want to see a T-Rex battling an Indoraptor, I've drawn that, and you can watch it right now by clicking on this video. Don't forget to subscribe with the bell notification, because I'm going to be doing even more of these kind of drawings, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheerio for now.